And I'm taking on Jeroen van Geel. We're going to play 2 games American style. Just 2 games. Total pinfall, in case there's a tie, any tie will be solved by playing a 9 to 10 roll-off. Dames en heren, dit zijn de 4 finalisten. Zorg ervoor dat ze worden aangemoedigd, maak er een mooi feest van. U kunt starten met uw eerste game, you can start your first game. Good luck.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and you're watching now live the final of the European Bowling Tours Top 5, the Hammer Bronzen Schietspoel Tournament 2018. Live from Tilburg in the Netherlands. 4 players left. Gaetan Mavro from France, you see his first shot, and that's a strike. We have then Ostergaard Paulsen from Denmark. Now he's on lane 7. Then we also have Jeroen van Geel from the Netherlands and Richie Thies from England. They played 2 games, and after 2 games total pinfall counts. Place 4 earns 2,000 euro, place 3 earns 3,000 euro. The second position is 4,000 euro, and if you win 6,000 euros. A lot of money. So next to me, one of the players of the tournament, Christophe Sloan from Ireland. Christophe, welcome.
Thank you very much, Marco, for having me. I always love coming up and being able to see it from this view anyway, because the new centre is absolutely phenomenal. Being able to watch the ball motion from up here is a lot more special than being able to watch it from downstairs.
Special VIP for you here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, as first you play the tournament, you play some squads here, and what do you think about the center, and what do you think about the tournament and the pattern? Tell us about it.
I think I much prefer this center than the old Tilburg. I came to the old center for a couple of years and struggled really, really badly there. Maybe it was just part of the process, but coming in this week, I really liked it. The topography pair to pair, with it being a new center, you always expect it to be really, really good, but you know, when it actually is pretty level all across the house, it still kind of confuses you. There was very, very little, nearly no flaws with the center. It's nearly a perfect establishment right now, with everything pair to pair there pretty close until today for me. But yeah, man, like the center is absolutely phenomenal, and the tournament itself is a good format, very quick format in the finals. If I remember right, there used to be a couple more buys, maybe top 8 got some buys and stuff like that, and maybe there was 1 or 2 more rounds before, but the new format is cool. Currently, I do think that 4 of the guys who had the best luck on the pattern the whole week are in the finals. Dan has bowled incredible. Richie is bowling incredible for the last couple of months. As I said that, he just threw one right out the window, but managed to get away with it. Jeroen has been bowling really, really good, especially here in Holland, and gets on is going to be one of the big breakthrough players. He had a good week last week at the Masters, struggled a little bit the last day or so. But yeah, so the 4 best guys in the tournament are standing down there right now.
Yeah, you make final step 1.
Yes.
You started really well.
Yes.
I think you were 3rd position after 3 games, and then what happened then?
I don't really know as of right now. I've kind of been thinking about it the last couple hours now, what happened. Like, I bowled 3 squads, and I bowled 14-44, 14-54, 14-54. And then I started today, and I bowled 250, 240, 250, and nothing felt different. Everything felt the same. And then I came down to the pair on the opposite, the high end of the house, and I struggled with seeing the right shape for the first couple of frames, so I made what I thought were the right adjustments. I balled up and wanted to go to something a little bit slower because my ball was coming off the spot a bit too hard, and then it was just a little bit too early. So I started to struggle then and bowled 191. The whole 6 games today, I only got 4 or 5 counts below 9, so it was pretty tough to take that they all happened to come within 1 or 2 games of each other. So I started to struggle then. made what I thought was a good change at the time. Turns out it was the wrong change. I tried it in the next game after that, and it cost me quite a lot. I had a chance going into the last game, but needed 260, 270 to, well, in the end, 270 to make it. And I started with 3 in a row, 9 spare, double, and then left a washout. So it was kind of all she wrote for me from there.
Yeah. But okay. Tomorrow we have a new chance. We have the European Bowling 2 Masters.
Yes.
In the same center here.
Yes.
Different pattern.
Yeah, I think what we play on tomorrow will be a little bit flatter than this. This week the scores got a little bit crazy. It was, well, I know everyone likes to see high scores nowadays. For me, I still don't really understand why, but however. The pattern was relatively easy to hit the pocket, and with the newish pins, new establishment with the pin deck and all, it was not too difficult to get them flying left to right when you could hit the pocket. That, I think, was one of the biggest reasons that the scores were high. Luckily as well, I think the scores were high because you didn't have anyone trying to throw urethane on 43 feet for the most part. Of course, you had a couple of people trying to do it, but it didn't go too successfully for them. So I think the pattern blew open pretty quick, especially on the right-hand side, because all the righties started to the right and then just gradually moved in. I was able to do what Gaton just done right there. That's the money shot right there, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, EBT Masters tomorrow. It'll be fun. Myself, Tees, Danny Franson. Who else is bowling? That was in the tournament.
So Tees is in this final. He's the only one who also in the Masters tomorrow of these 4 players.
Yeah, well, like as I said, just as you're introducing people there, Richie's just been bowling incredible for like the last year and a half. He's thrown it so good. He made a couple of changes in his game and in his lifestyle, and it's really, really benefited him and worked out for him since.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tees is in tomorrow. Then it's myself, Danny, Franson, and Fran Lowe, who just arrived from the States yesterday and bowled all day yesterday after landing, which some people would see as insane, but others would see as a necessity.
Daniel Franson was yesterday here from Sweden. He told the other Swedish guys coming up also to play the Masters tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Pontus Anderson and Marcus Janssen are on their way right now in the car somewhere. No doubt Marcus is probably doing all the driving because Pontus is being a little girl and probably sleeping in the passenger seat. I really, really do hope that he heard me say that as well. So.
And a lot of women tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
finals.
We got 8 in the men's section, 8 in the women's section.
Yeah.
I believe it's virtually nearly all of Scandinavia playing the women's section tomorrow. You got Jenny, Kaiser, Ida, maybe Alida as well.
We have Maxime from the Netherlands.
Maxime from the Netherlands. Then Vanessa, I believe, made it as well. And I'm sorry to the other women who I don't know have made it, but I have not looked in that category. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting also for what will happen tomorrow, because a new pattern, 1 feet shorter, more flat. Interesting to see how the scores went tomorrow. Also live, you can follow live here on Dutch Bowling TV tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. If you want to follow live the European Bowling 2 Masters on Dutch Bowling TV.
Yeah, everyone should come and check it out. It's probably going to be a struggle fest in comparison to the scores of this tournament. I would imagine, because the pattern is quite a lot flatter. Same as the Masters pattern last year when we played in Aalborg. The tournament was relatively high scoring, and then we got to play on the Masters pattern the next day, and that was the polar opposite to high scoring. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think like 550 after 3 games was second or third in the squad.
Wow.
For the men anyway. The women's scores, they were able to blow them out the building. We were all kind of looking down at them with like as if they all had 2 heads. It was crazy. Yeah, so definitely tune in tomorrow and see who'll manage to get that title. It's 6 games, then we got a break, then 6 games, and then top 3 step ladder in both sections, I believe.
Yeah, it is. So for you, 12 games to bowl tomorrow?
Yeah, 12 games. I got a bit of a game plan going into tomorrow. If they're as flat as I think they are, hopefully they are. I'll play them whatever way I see them tomorrow. I won't make any.
What's your plan a little bit about? Let's talk about the ball service. What ball service you think you need?
I think not too much service on this. Like AMF high friction, brand new, always hooks quite a lot for us. Like that's what you see a lot of the higher rev rate guys and a lot of the guys that bowl on tour and stuff like that in this particular tournament are not using overly aggressive bowling balls because we use the asymmetrical and the stronger balls to get the ball to hook in the front part of the lane, whereas here we don't really need that because the balls are already starting to hook. Like Richie nearly the whole week has been throwing an IQ Tour, which is relatively weak in comparison to some of Storm's newest releases. The same way Gatson is throwing a Honey Badger, which we don't usually get to use.
Play with which ball?
He's been using an IQ Tour through qualifying. I'm not sure if that's what he's using right now. But yeah, like, you know, everyone's been using a mixture of not super strong balls because you don't want the ball to read too quick in the front.
Yeah.
So I think with the Masters pattern being a little bit flatter tomorrow, asymmetrical balls will get a small bit more play. I don't think they will get a massive amount of play because a lot of the guys that are playing the Masters on the men's side anyway have quite a bit of rev rate. So if they're going to come into effect, they'll come into effect for the first game or so. Yeah. And I imagine they'll be getting put away for some cleaner balls or potentially some mid-range asymmetrical balls so that the ball doesn't backflip down lane like some of the weaker, cleaner stuff.
So he needs a control break to getting more strikes.
Exactly, more of a smoother shape down lane. You don't want that massive, sharp angle down lane. I don't think when they're flatter anyway, you want to try and get the smoother the shape, the better. But I imagine tomorrow it will get chased left quite quick, especially with the field of players that we have being 42 feet. So I think Yari Rashia might be the lowest rev rate in the field of the men tomorrow, potentially, if I can think. I'm not 100% sure who the other guys are, apart from the 4 or 5 that I mentioned before. Cameron Weir is there also from the States. He flew over for the tournament.
Yeah. So about rev rate, you're one of the 2-handers in this tournament.
Yes.
Also tomorrow, one of them. And what's the way? Let's talk about this pattern. The way to open it up. What's the best way? Always starting from the outside, far from the outside, or starting in the middle?
I don't know. I think for the higher rev rate guys, as you can see, like the way gets on, and even Tease to an extent, even though he doesn't have a massive rev rate, they allow the other guys to break the pattern down a little further right to them, and there's already some built-in friction from the AMF lane surface, so that they're able to play on top of the shim, and if they need to bounce it to the right, they can do that and get the ball to hook off the friction. As opposed to play the shim like you'd normally play the shim when you're over in, you know, the States or other centres like that. But right now, I think the best way to get your ball to go through the pins is by getting that ball out to the friction, just because there is a lot of oil in the middle part of the lane. So if you keep it in there, your ball kind of sails the extra 2-3 feet that you don't really want it to. Or that's what myself and Danny saw. We were discussing how it went earlier on. As you can see now, Richie's making a ball change from what looked like an IQ Tour to maybe now the idle. Try and blend out the pattern with something a little bit stronger and get it to hook a little sooner.
It's the idle.
That's a pretty good shot. He got that quite far right too.
Looking the whole week, and I know there's a lot of people watching bowling and they see you guys all throwing only high scoring. So what's the secret that you make so many high scores on this pattern? Can you tell the people at home watching something about it? What's the best way to do, or where they have to look at?
A lot of the high scores nowadays come from matching up with the bowling equipment, to be honest. Shot making is obviously a prize component also, but this isn't exactly a big shot making tournament. This one was kind of, if you could get matched up with the right ball at the right time, you couldn't miss. A perfect example of that is gets on earlier on. I think he's gone 500 through both matches now, and he bowled 1460 beforehand, and he looked like he had quite a lot of shape off his ball. He could miss a couple right, a couple left. Like just there, he didn't like that one off his hand, and he split the 8-9. I think the balls are certainly definitely a defining factor. I'd like to see our balls win this tournament, so I'd like to see Gatson win right now. I personally do believe he's going to. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But I think for the people back home, a lot of it is trying to match up quicker. And ball surface. Surface is 80% the ball motion nowadays too. So.
And find the right spot on the range.
Yes, of course. If you're playing in the wrong zone with the right ball, it's irrelevant.
Is it true that it's the -31 rule? Are you using it? Or Because if you do 43 feet minus 31, it should be 12. They
I don't
have
know.
to play around 12.
I don't know. That's more of a guideline, as opposed to where you should actually play and define where you're playing. Like a lot of us look from how the ball's hooked front to back, whereas the 31 minus 12 rule is, yeah, okay, you should be getting the ball to 12, but you got to see how your ball reads in the front and the back part of the lane, and you also got to see who you're playing on the lanes with. If someone was say, like, it's fine saying you could, 31 minus 43 and you get to 12, but what if there was 2 or 3 people playing urethane straight up, 9, 10, 11, and you're getting your ball to 12. If you miss a tweak right at that, your ball's never going to recover. So it's all about finding where the edge of the oil is and just creating the right shape of the ball, really.
If you have some questions, you can ask in the chat. For Christophe, it's a two-hander. Well, two-hander bowling, it's coming up more and more and more. We see more and more two-handers. Yeah,
there's a lot of them now. A couple of guys all over the world getting really, really good at it, especially at a younger age, like Trey Ford over in the States just won PBA Regional last week, I believe. Trey's quite young also, and then of course you got Simo, bowling really, really good this year. Probably one of the best players on the planet right now. What else you got Osku, obviously Belmo, he doesn't even really come into question anymore because
Osku, Belmo,
Jesper, obviously probably the best player of our generation, in my own opinion. I said it a couple of years ago. He just got, these guys just strike all the time.
And don't forget Jesper Svensson on the left side.
That's who I meant, Jesper Svensson. I think he is probably one of the best players of my generation.
And he played a lot of time with urethane. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's able to create different shapes from urethane. People always just assume that he throws urethane all the time, and it's blah blah blah. He can't do it when urethane's not working. But the shapes that he can create, he has a couple of different urethanes in his bag that create similar shapes to what we would do with our reactive balls.
So we have a question in the chat room. Somebody asked, who do you think who's going to win?
No question, Gatson is going to win.
Okay.
I bet all the marbles on it, I hope.
Said Gaetan, and he's in the lead.
He's not quite in the lead. He's 259 going, Dan is 279 going. Girona's, what's he got going, 234? Yeah, 234. Teese has got, Teese nearly just opened, but what has he got going there? He's got 228 going, so it's close. It's going to be real close to the finish. Yeah. Dan's ball shape has been incredible. I've been lucky enough to bowl beside him the whole week. His ball, just when he gets it right to the friction, it doesn't overreact like most of ours have been. When he gets it into the oil, it just seems to hook in the right spots. That's the dream ball motion.
Did Oscar and Jason help to go playing two-handed? That's an interesting question for you.
Yeah, I guess they did. Like,
did you play one hand before?
I did. Yeah, I bowl one-handed for a little while. I initially started out, I was practicing two-handed, and then I was told a couple of different things, like there's no point in bowling two-handed, bowl one-handed, so I decided to bowl a season or two one-handed, and I realized that there was absolutely no point in me doing that because I wasn't quite good enough to be able to play at any decent level one-handed, so I said that I'd just stick at two-handed and go from there. Watched a lot of videos of Belmo and Osku, and since then kind of went from there. Managed to become good friends with Osku on tour too, so he gave me a couple of tips and helped me out with some shapes once or twice, so yeah, I guess they did,
Okay.
I think Jason kind of paved the way for everyone, even though Osku was doing it at the same time. I think Jason paved the way for everyone, showing that it was possible.
So I see you playing a lot of tournaments in the last couple of months. Also in the tour, isn't it? You play PBA Tour already?
Yep. I started to play quite a lot more. I used to run a couple of pro shops in Sweden and throughout Europe.
You live in Sweden?
I live in Sweden. I live in a place called Nässjö, where they have a bowling gymnasium down there where they train all the kids and stuff like that. But I decided to put my pro shop work to the side and go back out and try and play on tour. Last 2-3 months have been a little rough on the PBA tour. I haven't really bowled very good at all. I didn't make much cash, or I just really struggled there in February. So I decided, instead of going to the Masters, well, I was on the waiting list for the Masters, but I would have gotten in anyway. I decided to take that tournament off and go practice in the UK with my coach and see if I could bowl better for the CBT Masters.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm throwing it pretty good. Just see if I can get the ball shape to match up.
So tomorrow's a big day.
Tomorrow's a big day. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping to improve on last year, and well, I can only improve on the year before. The year before I struggled quite a lot. I think I finished 9th or 10th. And then last year I finished 5th, but I led after the first round of qualifying, and then I think I finished 5th. So I'm looking to try and improve my position from last year. 10-10. It's on as in gonna pile on a nice lead here if he gets this hit.
This is also a nice question we get again. How long in the chat room they ask how long took it to play on a decent level?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
You're asking an extremely critical person of themselves how long it takes them to be. I don't know. You need a couple of years. You need to put in the time before you.
How many times? Okay, for example, how many times you practice in a week? What practice you doing? You doing fitness? Whatever. How much time you spent on it?
Myself, I train quite a lot. I train quite regularly. I don't know. Maybe the guys don't train as much or as little. Maybe they train more. I train a couple hours a day, 3-4 days a week before we go out onto tournaments. Sometimes we take rest weeks where it's better to let the body recover and stuff. Do a couple hours cardio a week. Recently enough, only started to work on my legs, which is a nightmare, but I suppose you got to get it going. Fitness has been a big aspect in things that have helped a lot of players break through with their mind and their mental.
A lot of players in Tour, in PBA Tour and also in the European Tour, they doing fitness, isn't it?
Yes. Richie's a perfect example. A while ago he was struggling, and then he started to get better and better and better, but he realized that he needed to take that extra step, so he started to run and he started to work out and stuff like that. So it obviously benefited him quite a lot, and since a lot of bowling, I'm a big believer in when your legs don't work, your game doesn't work, no matter how good you are.
So your leg need to be strong.
Yes. I think you got to train a lot off the lanes. I think you got to train a lot on the lanes. A lot of it is the mindset of being able to win, and making sure that you believe in yourself enough to break through.
And then you're going through and through and through, and then you reach the level what you have now.
Yeah, and then you got to find the next couple of steps. It's about finding ball motion then and understanding that. So I couldn't really tell you exactly how long until you get to a decent level. Like, I've been playing out on tour now for a little while. I make quite a lot of cuts and cashes and stuff, and quite a few finishes, but I haven't managed to get a win, whereas Richie had that's a 4-9 for Richie.
4-9.
Richie had a very similar story and case point. He was out there about the same amount of time as me, and then he ended up breaking through.
Yeah.
And now Richie's one of the best players on the European Tour for sure, and he's now a contender on the PBA Tour after winning his first title.
Absolutely, he won
last
the first
year.
PBA title last year.
Yeah, he bowled so good when we were over there. He really figured it out. I remember having a conversation with Richie a little over a year ago, and he was really down on himself, and then he went off, started working in the gym, started focusing on the lanes. Dom gave him some tips on what to practice and how to get his head right, and since then you can just see it, he's just changed. Everyone kind of thinks oof there. He didn't. I don't think he went for that. I think he went to try and find a different shape with the ball, so that he could, because I think he realizes shooting 210 is not going to win him the next game, so he threw a different ball there to try and see if that was going to work.
Yeah,
my guess would be he's going to start around there with that ball and take a gamble, because right now he's nearly 50 down.
Favorite brand of you? Expect for 900 Global. Yeah, you are.
Well, I can't answer that question. It's 900 Global. It's 900 Global, baby. We got the Badgers. We got
you're a staff
Honey
player,
Badgers.
isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a staff player for 900 Global. I'm a big fan of the brand. I'm not going to do what most people do and get on and toot about their own brand for half an hour. I really like the balls. I think they're great. Right now we're showcasing just how good they are. Gets on in the finals. So. Yeah. 900 Global, baby, that's it. That's all I got to say on the matter.
Did Gaetan use the Honey Badger?
Yes.
Not the surface out of the box, isn't it?
No, we actually talked there yesterday, the day before, and he had box surface on it in qualifying, and he was struggling quite a lot, and then he managed to change. He was using the DCT Pearl, and he managed to change to a drift, which managed to get him just through. He shot 1430, bowled 230, 260 the last two games to make it. Then he decided to scuff up that Badger a little bit and put 2,000 on it. Just take the box finish off it, and then now he's, well, it's just looked incredible all day, going 500, 500.
Amazing.
That ball is something special. When it gets striking, it doesn't like stopping. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dan is a big factor here.
So we have 247, Dan Ostergaard, first place after game 1. 238, Gaetan Mavaroux, second position. Place 3 is Jeroen van Geel, 211, and Richie Tees is on place 4, 192. That's the scores after game 1.
I see a couple of people are texting me there on my phone because they're all listening and watching, looking to see who they think is going to win.
They're listening and watching.
Yes.
Good. What do you think about the future of bowling? Is there a future? What do you think?
Yeah, I believe there's a future. I think a lot of things have to change. I'm a big fan. I don't really care how controversial this is, but Pertu for president in 2019 or 20, whenever he goes for it. I think if we get a couple of young guys through, we can start making effective change for the sport. Yeah. As of right now, I truly believe that there's too many chefs in the kitchen spoil the broth. Is a simple way of putting it, and I think there's a couple of outdated people in positions that they shouldn't be in anymore. But that's just my own opinion. I speak on my own behalf. Hopefully, if Pertu manages to run and go through into the World Bowling Tour, I think we will have a really big chance at a great future internationally. Anyway, the PBA Tour has signed a new contract with Fox as opposed to ESPN.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I didn't go to the Masters, so I wasn't there to talk about a couple of different things with the guys. I just heard hearsay from a few people, and I'm looking forward to seeing what type of opportunities that brings through. Hopefully, good ones. The women's tour, there's obviously a future in bowling. If the women's tour is as popular as it is, it's nearly just as no, it is more popular than the men's tour right now because it's fresh and it's new. The European tour kind of slipped off last year and was dying a miserable death, to be honest. But now it's starting to make a comeback with a couple more tournaments on the calendar. There's Richie. Yeah, Richie's in trouble. He tried to move right of everybody and go to that ball. That was a little smoother, but it's that shape ain't right. Richie's going to be gunning for third place here, unless he makes a big ball change. Which
it's also nice that we have a lot of tours. We have if you think about it, we have a Pro Tour, we have a European Tour. In Holland we have the Sport Tour, Sport Bowling Tour, my Sport Bowling Tour I organize. Yeah. So I think it's nice for people to,
I don't
level
know.
up, you know?
I don't know. I'm a big fan of other formats and other sports where,
you don't want another format.
No, like
because it's interesting. Because we get a new question. Or you also play the new point count.
No, I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with the scoring system. I think it's without being too controversial, I think it's an absolutely ridiculous idea to try and change the scoring system. What they're trying to change it to with the World Youths now, or what they are changing it to for the World Youths now, I also think is it's crazy in my own opinion. But then again,
so your favorite is still game bowling?
Yeah, because yes, that's all I have to say on that matter.
I think a lot of people think about a quicker format for television because then, like the darts, for example, darts is a great sport on television now, and I think they want quicker for people who don't bowl. They have to wait a long time till the 10th frame.
Yeah, but the person to someone who doesn't understand golf, if you sit there and explain it to them, they still don't understand it. Whereas if they can get a general understanding of the sport, then they will understand it. I myself am a perfect example of that. I never really understood golf. My friends taught me about it and how to watch it and how to understand the scoring system, etc., etc. Same with darts, all that stuff. If people are actually sat down and explained the scoring system, they will learn how it works. I'm not a fan of the new system at all, to be honest. I hope we find another solution as opposed to that. Oh my God, that was disgusting.
Solid 8. Ow.
Whew. That was bad. That was bad.
What was your first bowling ball you ever owned? Is another question here.
Remember
that? Should be a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a while ago. Well, I ain't that old. Come on, man. It was. I think I had a Storm plastic ball. I had my name engraved on it. My first reactive ball I ever owned was the Raw Psycho, I believe. Oh no, it was a Scout Reactive, and then it was a Raw Psycho by Hammer. They were my first couple of balls that I ever had. So never managed to get into throwing really, really good balls until I got a little older. God, I hope he can bounce back from that stone 8. Like he aced that one off his hand. That was absolute money.
Yeah, because now it's 287 at this moment for Gaetan.
Dan just doesn't look like he's missing.
277. Way over Hill 210. Well,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think Jerome spares this. It depends on if he wants to finish higher position. I think he knows he's not gonna win. But oh god, he's throwing at it. I still think he spares it. Let's see.
Ooh, almost.
Ugh. I think for 3rd and 4th place, it's going to be, what's the prize money difference? 1,000? 2,000?
Yeah, 4th place is €2,000. So all these players have
I think
for sure 2,000.
Yeah, I think it's a fight for 1st and 2nd right now, unless Richie's going to be able to pull it out of the bag and throw the back 10. Which, hey, he's a PBA champion. He's definitely more than capable of doing it. Shim. It's a good shot.
See his reaction. That's about the 8-pin.
He needs to let that one go and just try and throw as good a shot as he did when he left that 8-pin before. I wonder what Dan's gonna do here.
So what's on your schedule next? Of course, tomorrow you play the Master Finals here live, also on That's Bowling TV. But then behind next week's, you have something in your schedule. I heard something the Swedish League is.
Yes, we got our team. While I was not there this weekend, were able to make it through to the Swedish League finals, which is probably the most exciting weekend of the bowling year, in my opinion, and in all of the Swedish people's opinion, because it is just incredible, a crazy, crazy format. It's really intense. That's in 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. I think it's the 10th and 11th of May, around that date anyway.
I hope you can follow live. We can.
Yeah, it'll be. As far as I know, there was live streaming last year. There's going to be live streaming this year too, I'd imagine. So there's 4 teams make it through.
You can send me the link.
Yeah, I will.
Post on Dutch Bowling TV
so
that people can follow this Swedish League.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot of streaming for that event. Yeah. That's a very good thing to watch online. Sorry, I just took a quick look at the comment board there to see if there was anything. So I didn't mean to stutter for quite so long.
And the next schedule, what's more? PBA Tour?
So for the next month or so, I have the Masters tomorrow, then I fly back to, I'm driving because we drove here from Sweden, me, Danny and Matthias. We're driving home and Danny's kind of dropped me in Copenhagen airport, then I fly back to Ireland. I recently just opened up a pro shop there, so I'm flying back to Ireland to do some work with that. Then I got a couple of weeks training until the league, 2 weeks training. Yeah. Then we have a few days off, a couple more days on training. Then I fly out to South Korea in Busan with Simonson to play the Busan Cup, which is a World Bowling Tour event. Hit it. Yeah, baby.
Oh. Gets it back from the 8-pin.
Yeah, there he is. So we go to Busan, and then we go from Busan to Singapore for a couple of days to chill, and then we play the Singapore Open. And then after the Singapore Open, I fly home, play the World Cup qualifiers, and then we head out to the European Tour for 3-4 days.
Yeah. Another question for you. Or you ever meet Pete Webber, the McEnroe of bowling? He's the McEnroe of bowling. Pete Webber, you meet him? I think so, isn't it?
Yeah, I've met Pete. Who asked that? Yeah, I did. I met Pete a couple of times. I got the ball in the same pair of him once or twice. He's a very animated character. I bowled the last event, I believe, or 2 events ago maybe, where he had to pull out because of injury or health issues. Yeah, Pete's cool to watch. Just don't get in his way, especially if you're a fan and he hasn't bowled very good. You might want to take a step back.
Then Ostergaard still on perfect. 5 strikes in a row. Get done. Double strike, 9 spare, double strike. I think it's about these 2 players for the victory.
Yeah, it's 100% about these 2 right now. This is going to be hard.
He's looking good.
Gaetan could average 260 today and lose. That's the crazy thing about it.
Unbelievable.
About bowling. He's got to go. Well, he ain't letting them down. He's putting quite a bit of pressure on him.
30 pins difference between then Ostergaard Paulsen and Gaetan Mavro from France. And for place 3, looks like
I put Jeroen in place 3. I think
between Jeroen and Richie.
Like, I love Thies, but I reckon Jeroen he's just got a bit of a better shape. Richie's fighting ball reaction right now.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to sound terrible, but Richie came here to win today, and now he's fighting for 3rd. I think he's going to deflate himself a little bit and kind of move on to tomorrow when it's the bigger day for him.
6-10 for Jeroen van Geel. Wow, another interesting question. Daria Pajak, you know her. She's also 900 global, Steph.
Yeah.
She made 900 global popular.
Yeah, Daria is probably one of the biggest faces of global. She's very good with her social media. She promotes the brand in a very positive way. Also, she throws it phenomenal for a woman too. She outhooks it more than most of the guys, and she's able to compete with a lot of the men too. I know they have their women's tour coming up in a couple of days. I was just looking on the schedule there. So, yeah, I think she... Huge!
Still in the running for the victory. Because if Dan
needs to miss twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think Daria's really made the brand popular. I know myself and herself have done quite a lot of talking. We've done a clinic together in January back in Ireland there, and she's currently in Japan, I believe.
Somebody else, he said Chris Barnes did, of course.
Yeah. Everyone knows Chris Barnes, all right?
Of course.
Barnes obviously made the brand popular, okay? He's one of the best bowlers of all time. He just got inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame. What a lot of people didn't know, and I keep rinsing him about this because I think, oh, now we got a game. Now we got a game, baby.
10 pin. If Gaetan strikes now, there is a big pressure on Dan.
Well, Dan can miss the next frame.
Interesting.
It's probably better if Dan goes 9 spare than if he strikes and then 9s again, because then he's down.
Somebody else said the honey badger made it popular. I think so.
Yeah,
I have also one honey badger.
You have honey badger, of course. When the honey badger
but
came
I used it polished here, so
I
think I have to service up a little bit for this pattern.
Yeah,
that was my fault. But
the honey badger is money, as being displayed right now by Gaetan. He's absolutely acing it. That ball was phenomenal. It was a very, very popular release. Back to Barnes, though, one thing a lot of people don't know about Chris Barnes, which I always give him quite a lot of needles for this because I think it's really, really funny. Barnes used to actually be like nearly professional, or like he used to play a lot of skins games in miniature golf, in putt-putt golf. So if he ever asked to, go for a little game of golf, I probably wouldn't go with Barney.
Okay.
It's a ball change by Thies. I think he's going to be a bit upset about that.
I think now we have a big moment because we're going to frame 8. And
if Gaetan gets this one, I'm probably going to get a little loud. So anyone who has their volume on, you might want to turn it down a smidge for this one.
Okay. So. Gaetan is also staff member?
Yes,
Global?
he is. Yes, he's... honestly, I think he's a massive breakthrough player. I think if he's able to win and figure it out, he needs to figure out the balls a bit quicker. Obviously, I am no one to talk. Oh my God! Oh, here we go. Now we got a game.
It's a 7. Oh, that could be a very expensive 7. Because as Gaetan strikes now, he is in the lead, isn't it? Yeah, he is. I think so.
I can't see from here. It don't matter. If he gets this one, he wins. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, he's close. Close to his...
I think if he gets this one, he's thrown it so good.
Did you remember? 4 victories.
Get it.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah. How many tournaments Gaetan win?
I don't think
he 2 or nothing.
No, he's definitely not won an EBT.
And then
as of yet, I don't know. He might have won one of the Danish stops, potentially, but I don't think he has.
Richie wins some.
Richie's won a few.
Jeroen wins some.
Jeroen has won Odense. I don't know if he's won any other than that. So yeah, currently it's Gaetan, and Dan, I believe, has not won one. I could be wrong if someone's out there wants to correct.
So we get totally a new winner.
Yeah, we could. We're gonna have a new winner.
Van Geel for place 3. No.
That's those scores. So T strikes, he takes over that spot.
Yeah.
85, 30 is...
Maximum score for Dan Ostergaard is
66. 266, and he can get to
Gaetan
63.
maximum score.
Dan can have 513 if he sheets, and Gaetan can have, he had 38 and 79 if he sheets. So I believe we're playing a 4-pin match right now. The scores are far away.
Yeah.
I can't see him from here. I need to eat some more carrots.
Gaetan can strike out. He has 397 plus 120. So 417, 517 if he strikes out.
And I believe Dan can have 513.
And Dan can plus 80, 513, yes.
So we get a 4-pin match. Gaetan's in the lead.
4-pin match. And Jeroen van Geel
Let's
can strike
go,
out
baby.
For, yeah. Van Geel can strike out for 422. Richie Tees can strike out for 437.
Oh, get there, Shim. Yeah, baby.
Oh, really good.
There it is.
Yeah.
That piles the pressure onto Dan.
Yeah, it's pressure. Dan must strike now.
Piles.
He must strike now.
Well, yeah. He must strike.
He must strike to get the pressure.
To put the pressure back on Gaetan, yes.
Yeah. And for third place, it's the same. Jeroen has to strike.
Yeah. So it's pretty close all around for first and second, third and fourth here.
Yeah. There we go, Ostergaard. Oh, he gets a 10-pin. Oh. That's exactly not what you want at this moment.
No, I mean, it's not great, obviously. It's not ideal, but right now, Gaetan needs the first. He needs a double to shut him out, obviously, but if he gets the first hit and then good count. No, he needs the first hit and good count to beat him.
Need to win.
If Gaetan strikes in the first frame and then gets good count, he'll beat Dan. Whereas if Gaetan goes 9 spared, then Dan can stand up and beat him, I believe. Yeah, I believe. So if Gaetan gets the first one, he can shut him out.
Yeah. Interesting match. Interesting match here. Also here for the third position. These gonna strike. And he gets almost 7-10, but he hits the 10-pin.
Let's see what he's got going. He's got 72.
Yeah. Let's
That's
say
a close game.
20.
He's going to be on 56, so Jerome can strike out to shut him out.
Yeah. So if
Dan's up first too, so he's going to get the opportunity to put the pressure on Gaetan.
Must strike now.
Oh, that's going to hook.
Strike now. Do not strike. I think it's over.
It's not over just yet.
It's not really over, but it's a big advantage now for Gaetan.
Well, Gaetan can go 9 spare. 9, I believe. No, yeah, he just needs 9 spare, good count.
Yeah, so no big mistake. No. And we have a new title winner here in the European Tour. His first title in Tour. Really close now for the guy from France.
Look, he ain't done it yet. I truly believe he's going to stand up there and throw a great shot and strike, but it's not over just yet. Stranger things have happened. Tommy Jones and that championship match against EJ, you know, left a washout. I really hope Gaetan gets it. I think he's going to nail it here, though.
What's he need to spare?
480. He needs a mark, yeah.
Okay.
Mark gets him into 90s with decent count, as long as he doesn't get 3 or something crazy.
Big shots coming up now.
Huge shot. Probably the biggest shot of his career right now. So far, anyway. Oh, it's gotta go.
It looks
gotta
good.
Go. Oh god. See what I mean?
7.
He caught that one. He caught that one a little too much at the bottom.
And if he spare, he's on 4.
I believe
74. It's a 4-pin. It's still 4 pins.
It's a tie, I believe. Because if he spares this, he's gonna go to 77, 80. Yeah, it's.
No, it's 74. He's on
54 right now. So if he spares, he can get to 90.
Yeah.
And Dan can strike here for 90.
Yeah.
Sparing the 3-6-10 when you need it. This is huge.
Ooh, there we go. Go. Yeah, we have to strike.
So Dan cannot be shut out, I don't think, from what I can see from here.
Gaetan must spare. If he not spare,
he needs a spare strike.
Ostergaard wins the tournament. There we go.
Right,
nice shot. Oh, great shot. Great shot under pressure. 4-7-4. Yeah, he needs 7. He needs 7 pins to win for his first title ever in the European Bowling Tour.
He nailed that 316.
Now his biggest shot of his career, I think.
He absolutely nailed that 316.
Okay, there we go. Preparing, focusing. There they go. Could he make 7 or not? And he does, he strikes. Wow, great shot, great shot. He win his first title ever. Wow, great shot.
And he really is a deserving champion right now.
Yeah, he deserves it from today. I think 2 best players of the whole day are 1 and 2. 494, first position. Gaetan Mavrouk from France win the European Bowling Tours Top 5, the Hammer Bronzen Schietspoel in the Netherlands with 494 versus 490, second position. Then Ørsted Poulsen, also a great performance for this guy from Denmark with third place.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Dan had a great
third
tournament.
Place, it's interesting now because this shot, because Jeroen van Geel shots a 9-10
for 1,000. See what Richie T stands up
€1,000. He strikes.
He gets it. There's 1,000 in the difference here, guys. So even though the big part of the tournament is decided, that was huge.
That's €1,000 less for Jeroen van Geel, 390. So Richie T's finished on third position and Jeroen van Geel finished fourth place. Only one bad shot cost him €1,000.
Yeah.
Expensive fault. So okay, our top 3, or I have to say our top 4, Gaetan Mavrouk from France, first position. Second place, then Ørsted Poulsen from Denmark. Third place, Richie Tees from England. And fourth place, Jeroen van Geel from the Netherlands. That's it for today.
Are you going to get an interview in with Gaetan before he runs away?
I don't know. Can you fix it?
It might be a thing to do.
Yeah, it might be a thing to do. Oh, tomorrow.
He's going to go home tonight. He's not playing the Masters. See what he thinks about with the balls and winning his first title and stuff like that. It might be an idea to do that, Margo.
If it's possible, we track for some interview with Gaetan. But tomorrow morning from 10 o'clock we're back live with the European Bowling Tour Masters. Don't forget to tune in because this will be an interesting final as well, including Christophe Sloan. So Christophe, I wish you good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Marco.
And yeah.
As always, thanks for doing the stream. Stream's phenomenal. It's a great service.
Thank you, thank you. So thank you for watching and see you back tomorrow at Dutch Bowling TV. And we can try or we get Gaetan up here for an interview, but I don't know. I think they will start the prize fund already. So
I believe
I'm not sure it's possible.
I'll see if I can go get him. Hang on.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
All right.
So, thank you. We're waiting for the prize fund, of course. We're doing the prize fund live, if it's possible. And we're back for sure tomorrow morning. European Bowling Tour Masters live on Dutch Bowling TV. Hello, Gaetan.
Hey.
Congratulations with your victory.
Thanks. So happy about that.
Great. It's your first title ever.
Yeah.
Tour. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I work so hard for this. I wait this moment like every practice. I practice for that moment, and I didn't knew it was going to happen that soon. So I'm just so happy.
Super, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you play very, very well today.
Thanks.
We're watching you all the steps, and you play so good.
Yeah,
I think you deserve it. You know, you and Dan were the best bowlers of today. You see.
He was sick, so congrats to him because he had a bad night yesterday, and he bowled amazing and
unbelievable.
Yeah,
great show.
Thanks.
Okay. So we go into the prize fund. Thank you for your interview. Yes. Bye bye.
In third place, he is from England.
So, fourth position, Jeroen van Geel, the Netherlands. Great week for him also. Third place, Richard Tees from England. You will also see him back tomorrow, Richard Tees, in the Master Finals here live on Dutch Bowling TV.
In second place, he's been feeling sick all day. I hope this check will make him feel a little bit better. Then Oscar Paulsen from Denmark.
Also a great show from this guy today. Dan Ostergaard Paulsen, don't forget that he played very, very well and he deserved this spot, this second spot. It was the two best bowlers, I think, are place 1 and 2.
It's been a long time since we had a winner from France.
There we have
with the score of 4-9-4.
Gaetan Mouvero, France, you hear him, he was so happy with his first title ever, a dream come true. And there he is, on first place. There we go. This is our top 4 of the Hammer Bronzen Schietspoel European Bowling Tours top 5. Thank you for watching, and tomorrow don't forget to tune in again here on Dutch Bowling TV. You will see live the European Bowling Tour Masters. Best 8 bowlers, men and women, live in action on a different pattern, different things. Thank you for your support, and well, see you back tomorrow in our stream.
And also tomorrow
thanks, bye bye.
Masters final here at Dolphin Bowling in Tilburg. It will start at 9 o'clock, so if you want to see some really good bowlers, come in and check us out.